Okay, it's before Final X. The day before, we're with Spencer Lee. He's got a match against Luke Lillidahl tomorrow, 2 out of 3, so a couple matches at least. So why don't you just tell us how you're feeling and what you're looking forward to tomorrow?
I feel good. I mean, I'm just looking forward to getting out there to compete. So, I mean, I competed a couple times earlier this year, but there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to compete at different tournaments that made sense to me. You know, there was a ranking tournament like really, I think 2 weeks ago maybe, or 10 days ago, something like that, and that just didn't make sense to go to right before this. So I'm excited to compete, and you know, it's a fun event. It's my first Final X. I mean, I remember watching, my only Final X I ever watched in person was, I think 2018, I think it might have been, Fix versus Gilman. I went out there to support Gilman when he was in Hot Wrestling Club. So, and that was an awesome event. It was fun to watch, fun to be there. So I'm excited to compete my first one. So.
Yeah, well, everybody's excited to watch. And you already mentioned, we just got done with the press conference. You talked a little bit about your opponent, Luke Lillidahl, but just for the purpose of this interview, maybe repeat some of those things, what you know about him, what you've seen from him. He's obviously an impressive guy just to make it here, but he's also a young guy.
Yeah, he's very young. I mean, he's a true freshman, I think, this year at Penn State. You know, he's a Big Ten champ. And I said up at the interview for the press conference, I said that I was a very different wrestler from my senior year of high school after my freshman year of college. So I'm assuming that's the same said to be him. You know, you get tougher through a college season. It's a grind, and you grow, you can mature, become more of a man, and you get better at wrestling. You wrestle really good opponents every week out, and you're always improving. And he's probably riding that wave of a good college season right into winning the U.S. Open, and now he's in Final X as a young 19-year-old. So he's a tough opponent. He's very decorated. He's as decorated as I was at his age. So I mean, he's obviously got a high pedigree. So you know, I think he was 4-time world final. So he got more than I did even then. So he's a tough opponent, and you know, gotta be ready to go. So.
Yeah, we could slice and dice those. I mean, we'll save that for the articles that we'll write later. But yeah, you guys both.
I'm just saying, when it comes to the most credentialed like cadet and junior world guys, he's right there.
That's a very good point. I mean, you guys both show that you could reach the highest level of your age levels, and now trying to do I mean, you've already.
I was 15, 16, 17, and then I never competed again. So I was at 4 world championships, and I didn't place my first one, and then I won 3 in a row. But I stopped competing at 17. So he won junior worlds at 19. I think he was like 16, 17, 18, 19, and I was 14, 15, 16, 17. So then I was hurt every year.
There you go. I'm going to consult this interview when I write all this stuff down later.
Yeah, but so I'm just saying, like, when it comes to credentials, like, he's like, if there's like a top 10 list, like he's probably top 5, right? So very tough. So
absolutely, and has competed a lot, just as you have. And you mentioned this is your first Final X, and
second senior level.
Second senior level, because obviously you went through the Olympic trials process. Does this feel like maybe the beginning of another chapter, since you said you wanted to go at least to LA, and it's you have your high school career, your college career, and it's like senior level almost now. Does it?
Exactly. I felt like last year was the start of it, and I'm just gonna kind of keep running through that. So it's weird to think that my senior level career started at 25 years old rather than 18, like a lot of these guys had the opportunity to. But I unfortunately didn't have the opportunity to do that, and I was too busy, having surgeries. So I was very unlucky, but that's okay. We just keep moving forward and keep a smile on your face. I'm excited to be having the opportunity to be able to compete now, and to be healthy now, and be ready to control my destiny, right? So
yeah, speaking of that, everything's still feeling good, and
I feel good, man.
Yeah, coming back from surgery. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's every wrestler's gonna have things that are wrong with them. We're combat sport athletes, but none of those things matter. I mean, right now I feel good, and tomorrow it doesn't really matter how it goes. I'm just gonna go out there, compete, have fun, and be very thankful and grateful to have the opportunity to compete for a world team spot for Team USA. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And how important, you mentioned the ranking series tournament that you went overseas, and then the one a couple weeks ago, Mongolia. Probably didn't make a whole lot of sense.
I would have loved to have gone. But it just didn't make any
have you ever
sense.
gotten a chance to go to a place like Mongolia?
Not to compete, no. I mean, it was in Zagreb, Croatia, where the World Championships are, was my ranking series tournament, and I've never competed in that quadrant of the world for a competition. I've been there to travel, like I've been to South Korea, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Japan, like just for vacation kind of stuff. I know people who live there, but I've never competed there. So Mongolia would have been fun. I definitely would have enjoyed that.
Yeah,
but,
change of pace probably.
Yeah,
absolutely. A little different of a
the
city.
The food, the culture, the people are probably great. So it would have been a lot of fun. But unfortunately, didn't make sense. Like you said, it's pretty close to the big event. Got to make a world team. It's your job, right? So.
Question now about just like your preparation, and then in between stuff, like in between matches, you're going to have 2, so you're going to have a break. How do you fill that downtime, or when you're not training, even like in the weeks leading up? Basically, what do you do to break the tension, or unwind a little bit, or take your mind off whatever?
I think it's just like you go with the flow. I mean, you obviously have a plan, but things change. You know, like for Olympic trials, like, you know, I was kind of beat up after the first match from the whole tournament. You know, so I didn't really like warm up that hard or do things. I was mostly just trying to like feel good going into the second match. You know, whereas the plan would have been like, you know, feel good, eat and drink hard, like maybe a quick spike and then go out and compete. Mine was more like, all right, we need to like, you know, feel good, like, and health wise, and, you know, make sure you're hydrated and stuff like that. So things like that, you know, things go wrong. Sometimes they go wrong, and that's okay. But it was a good experience for me to feel that, because I've never really done best out of 3. Back when I was making world teams, like 15 years ago, you know, I'm just kidding. But, you know, 2014, I think it was best of 1, and then it changed to best of 3. So I've only done it a couple of times in my career. So it is an experience, but, you know, you have a plan. We're gonna stick to that plan, and if things change, we're gonna adapt, and that's all you can do. So.
Nice.
Yep.
And people that come up with a game plan, you've been in Iowa City now for a long
Yep.
time, repping the Hawkeyes.
Yep.
Pretty exciting times with everything that's going on. So just talk about that program and kind of the momentum now, like a new cycle, a new kind of era for Iowa Hawkeyes. What's going on in Iowa City?
Oh, well, we got a good recruiting class. We got good, tough young guys coming up, and we got a good team next year, I think. We got guys who are excited, and they just need to, you know, buy in and get ready to go for a big season. You know, we're really behind Penn State, #1 guys, and the other teams are all fighting and bringing themselves up. You know, it's gonna be a big fight right now, I guess, for second, but that's not the goal. The goal is first. So we got a lot of work to do, and we're working on it, and we're getting there. You know, those guys, we're not wrestling for second. We want to be first.
Right.
We want to be national champions, individually and team. You know, that's the goal. But right now we're obviously not there, but we got work to do, and the guys they're hopefully getting ready to do it. So it's gonna be a fun season. You know, once my season's over, you know, in September, hopefully after Final X, you know, then hope those guys get ready for college season. So.
Yeah, that's the great thing about wrestling season, right? You get freestyle
Yeah, it's
season, you get
pretty
to
good.
gear up for college.
Yeah, well, it's fun because then your role kind of switches a little bit. You're kind of a mentor, kind of a coach. There's still competitions that, you know, will come sparingly throughout the year, but those are things that they pick and choose that they think is best for me, and then obviously we'll get ready for those when those opportunities arise. But then the main goal will be the college guys, and it is fun. It's fun coaching those guys, and, you know, being kind of a mentor, kind of a coach. You know, it's a little different because I know a lot of those guys. I've been around them. You know, I've been even teammates with those guys before too. So it's a little bit different. I'm not really a coach yet, you know, but
Not yet.
I'm more like a friend who can help with their coach, who would help with coaching them, but not really, you know.
And you got that awesome new room, the facilities,
facility's
literally the
awesome,
best
man.
in the maybe the world. I would
It's
say.
amazing, yeah. I mean, we have amazing donors who, you know, I'm very grateful for. The donors for the Hawk Wrestling Club to help me keep training to compete, and I'm grateful for the donors that were able to raise the money for, you know, the room. Grant us the best opportunity, the best place to train to be the best that we can be. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned recruiting class, so I have to bring him up. Bo Bassett, he's got all that hype.
Oh,
does,
yeah,
does he
absolutely.
remind you a little bit of when you were coming out of high school?
Yeah,
I mean, do you
I
see
think-
those parallels at all?
Well, I think with the expectations put upon him are going to be similar to what mine were, and I think that, I mean, I've talked to him about it. It's tough. It's a tough role to get into, but I think he's someone that can hopefully live up to it, and, you know, believe in himself. And he's got a lot of work to do. He's got another year of high school, and, you know, once he gets going through that, he comes into college, and, you know, hopefully he can do what he believes he can do. So.
Yeah, well, he's got great role models, great guys there. I mean, you're
Absolutely,
obviously to be there to help mentor him, like you said. So it's an exciting time for the Hawkeyes, an exciting time here in New Jersey. We're in a pretty nice arena. I don't know if you're a hockey fan, but
Yeah, Prudential, yeah, absolutely.
we got the Devils' home arena, and then tomorrow, looking forward to what you're going to do. Any last words before I let you get on with your
I'm
day?
just excited to get on the mat, man. Excited to wrestle.
Excited to watch you. Thanks, Spencer. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate it.